Hey, what's up guys? In this video guys, I'm going to be a short introduction to Three.js library. Three.js is a free JavaScript library that being built on the top of WebGL, and that can make you render 2D or 3D object on your web browser. So, and if you're familiar with WebGL, you know that this task is not an easy one, but with Three.js it's a lot simpler and easier. So first thing, open Three.js website, which is threejs.org. Once you open it, you will see the whole most of the examples that have been made with this library. So for example, just something like that, you can change the texture and the color of some objects, and even you can change the view. Something also like that, like a cool nice earth that you can also control it with your mouse click. You can even rotate it up and down. So, and something also like that. Okay, anyway, so once you open the website, just click on the download link on your left side, and once your download finish, then go and extract the file. Once you extract it, you will see a bunch of folder and files like that. Once you open it, just open the build folder and copy the full JavaScript file and the modified file, and copy and paste it inside your project folder. So I created a folder inside my document folder and call it Visual Studio Code, and inside my Visual Studio Code folder I create another folder which is Three.js videos, and here and Three.js videos is my project folder, and inside it I created another folder and I called it JS, and inside my JS folder I put my two main Three.js JavaScript files, and I'm using Visual Studio Code. and I open my Visual Studio Code, and then open, and then file, new, open new file, and from the beginning I will save it as an HTML file, and I'll call it my first Three.js. Oops, 1 second, here we go. My first Three.js video, or look, I'm gonna call it video 1, and I will save it as HTML, and I will begin with very basic normal HTML tags like HTML head, title, and body, the thing that you already know. Oops, the autocomplete. Okay, right, cool. Head, and inside our head tag I'll put title. Sorry guys, I think I'm gonna catch a flu. Sorry for that. Oops, again. And here I'll put my first Three.js video. Oops. What's wrong with me today? And after our head tag, I'll put a body tag. Come on. And I'll put some styling. It's not styling, just I'm gonna make our body element full width. There we go. body width 100%, and margin 0, and margin 0 pixels. Something is wrong. What's wrong? Why it's not colored? Okay, body is in. Here we go. And inside our body tag, we'll put our script. The script, close the script, and I'll duplicate the same step, another script tag. So here we'll include our JavaScript file, which is inside JS file, then 3.min.js, and in our second script tag we'll put our code. So we'll begin. Sorry guys, I had to stop recording because I got a phone call. So back again to our video, and inside our second script tag we'll start our Three.js code by creating 3 variables, which is our scene and our camera and our renderer. Scene, and then camera, then our renderer object. Then we'll create a function that will give value to each one of these. We'll call initiate, and inside initiate we'll give value to our scene equal new 3.scene. It takes 0 parameter, and then camera equal new 3.perspective camera, perspective camera, and it takes 4 parameters. The first parameter is number, we'll give it for now 75, and the second parameter is our screen ratio, which is our height and width, which is our width and height, sorry, divided by our height, which is window dot inner width divided by window dot our inner height. And the last 2 parameters is something called it's a far plane and the near plane. So we'll skip the subject for now, but just bear in mind that the difference between the near plane and the far plane has to be a bit big. So for example, if you put the near plane 1, the far plane has to be at least 100. So for now I'll put 0.01, and the far plane I'll put 100 or even 10, and then we'll give a value to our render object, renderer.new 3.webgl renderer. And it takes 0 parameter. And then we'll create, one second, always keep calling me. Yeah, okay, and then we'll give size to our render object by calling the set size method inside our render object. Window, so, and of course, as you can guess it, it's window the inner width and window the inner height, and then we'll attach, and then we'll add our render object to our view by calling document body append the child, and it takes render DOM element and then what we need right now is one more function that will start our animation. Another function, and we'll call it start animation. And here we go. And in this function we'll call a built-in function inside Three library, which is request animation frame, and it takes one parameter, which is the name of our animation method, which is start animation. Oops, here we go. And then one last thing, which is calling render function inside our render object. Render. And all what we need is just calling or firing these two methods at least once. Initiate, and same thing with start animation at least once, and that's it, we're done. And by the way, if we saved our file right now, all what we see is just a black screen, just a black window, you know what I mean? But if we saw a black screen with no error, it means job done. So let's have a look. Let's open it. My default browser is Opera. I like Opera, guys. Now we have an error. Okay, let's inspect an element, and we have an error now. And our console 3 is not defined as initiate. So what is it? What's wrong with it? Initiate 3. So 3, I think. What's wrong with it? 3. In what line? Line 22. So is line 22. So is not happy with our initiate function. Something inside. Okay, I'll post our video right now. And sorry guys, I had to stop my video last night because I was recording at late night. And the error that we get is I forgot to put ER in the end of WebGL render method. So if we refresh the page, you guys will see this error. And if we add ER in the end of the method, the code will run fine. File, save, and then refresh the page. So if you see a black screen like that, means it's working. So what we did is like telling Three.js, get ready, we need to render something, we need to do something. So to do that, we need to create three more objects, which is geometry, material, and mesh. So without too much talking, let's do it. Var geometry, geometry. Let's add geometry. Let's do this. Material, and mesh object, and then and exactly like what we did with scene and camera and render object, we have to give value to each one of these. So geometry equal new 3 dot. So in the beginning we need to draw a box, so we need to create a box geometry. And box geometry method, it takes 3 parameters and all of the numbers. We'll begin with 2 and 2 and 2. Then we need to add material 3 dot mesh normal material, and it's built-in method inside 3 inside, and it gives a color for each part of our box. And then we need to create our mesh object, mesh equal new dot 3 dot mesh, and we will pass our geometry object along with our material object. Finally, we need to add our mesh to our scene by calling scene dot add and then mesh, and then so let's run our code and see how it goes, and see what we'll get. So it's file, save, and then nothing will happen. And the reason for that is our camera and our object, it's exactly on the same. So the reason for that is our camera and our object are exactly on the same position. So all what we need to do is moving our camera a bit, camera to position to z equal, for example, for now 3, and let's see how it goes, and save, and let's see how it goes. So here's our box. It's a bit big. So what about if we put it 1 and 1 and 1, and let's do some rotation. Let's rotate our box by calling rotation property inside our mesh object, the rotation dot x plus equal 0.01, and mesh the rotation dot y plus equal 0.01, and then file, save, refresh, and here we go. So let's do the same thing but with different shape, something like sphere. So instead of box geometry, we will create a sphere geometry. Sphere, and of course the parameter of sphere geometry method would be a bit different. So for example, the first parameter is gonna be 0.5 and 100 and 100. And these two numbers has to be a bit decent, so or a bit big, or so if we put it to 10 and 10, we're not gonna see a complete sphere. So let's see how it goes. File, save, and refresh, and here we go. And of course we can't see and we can't tell if the sphere is rotating or not, but let's do something quickly. If we decrease the number 100 and we put it to 10 and 10, we'll see that the sphere is actually moving or rotating. So here we go. So here we go. Let's put it more down, or we can zoom in a bit. So file, save. Sorry. So here we go. So the more the numbers that we put in sphere geometry method, the more complete the more the sphere would be a complete shape or complete circle. So for example, if we put 120 and 120, file, save, and here we go. So in the next video, guys, we're gonna add a texture to a box or a sphere, and we're gonna work with controllers. And controllers is how you control the object using mouse click events and keyboard. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.